The old manor stood at the edge of the town, abandoned for decades. Its stone walls were crumbling, and ivy crept up the sides, curling into the cracks like nature reclaiming its own. No one dared to go near it. Stories of strange occurrences and ghostly sightings kept the curious at bay. Lila, however, was different. She had always been drawn to the manor since she was a child. Now, as an adult, she found herself standing before the rusted iron gates once more. The gate creaked loudly as she pushed it open, the sound echoing through the empty yard. Beyond the gate, a wild garden stretched out before her, overgrown with vines and tangled weeds. Yet, even in its decay, there was something enchanting about it. Sunlight filtered through the thick canopy of trees, casting dappled shadows on the forgotten pathways. Lila took a cautious step forward, her boots crunching on the gravel. The air was heavy with the scent of earth and damp leaves. As she moved deeper into the garden, something caught her eye, a faint glimmer at the far end. She followed it, weaving through the labyrinth of brambles and twisted branches until she reached an old stone archway. Beyond it was a small, hidden courtyard. The courtyard was unlike the rest of the garden. It was pristine, untouched by time. Roses in full bloom lined the walls, their vibrant colors stark against the gray stone. A small fountain sat at the center, water gently trickling down, filling the air with a calming sound. Lila's breath caught in her throat. It was as if this part of the garden had been waiting for her. She walked towards the fountain, her fingers brushing against the soft petals of the roses. There was a strange energy here, something magical, something alive. Suddenly, she heard a whisper, a voice carried on the wind. "Welcome, Lila," it said, soft and gentle. She spun around, but there was no one there. Her heart pounded as she tried to make sense of the voice. The garden seemed to hum with life, as if every plant, every flower was watching her. Then, at the edge of the courtyard, she saw him, a figure standing in the shadows of the archway. He was tall, dressed in old-fashioned clothing, his face obscured by the shadow of his wide-brimmed hat. The man said nothing, but Lila could feel his presence, heavy and cold. Her instincts told her to run, but her feet stayed rooted to the ground. The man raised his hand, pointing toward the fountain. As if in a trance, Lila turned and gazed into the water. Reflected in the fountain's surface wasn't her own face, but a younger version of herself, a child running through the same garden, laughing and playing. Memories flooded back, memories she had long forgotten. This garden wasn't just abandoned. It had been hers once upon a time. The man in the archway vanished, as quickly as he had appeared, leaving Lila alone in the forgotten garden. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it a promise. "This place will always be yours." Lila smiled, feeling the connection to the garden deep within her soul. She wasn't afraid anymore. This was home.